Guys, feast your eyes on the class of 1985. Now, they said it was a 12-second quarter mile, 80-something horsepower bike, but it feels a lot faster than that. Revs super clean, runs absolutely perfect. This one's been completely gone through top to bottom by Mark Olson. There'll be a full, I'll go over the whole work order for you. But before I do, I want to tell you a little bit about this model. 1985, so it's 42 model years ago. It's all original paint, only 23,000 miles. It's in mint condition, mechanically and cosmetically, and it's just been totally gone through. But Honda really knocked it right out of the park with this bike for a bunch of different reasons. One, this was marketed as a virtually maintenance-free motorcycle. In many examples, they've gone north of 100,000 miles with very little intervention. It had automatic hydraulic adjusting valves, an automatic cam chain tensioner, no chain adjust. It was shaft drive. All you had to do was change the oil, keep a good oil filter in it and a clean air filter, and you're golden to run forever. And this one, with only 23,000 miles, has a lot of life left for it. And the performance was spectacular. The seating position was excellent. It was marketed as a muscle bike. No, it's not a cruiser. It has that cafe style fairing with the black and red, one of the most iconic paint jobs Honda had come up with, black and red with the silver stripe on the side. The nicely stepped saddle. It has the track anti-dive front suspension with dual disc brakes, Comstar mags, air forks so you could pump them up if you're going to do some cafe aggressive riding. And it came, right out of the box, ready to rumble. The finish on it is spectacular as Honda fit and finish. The switch housings, the way everything works on the bike, typical Honda quality. Everything works perfectly. The horn, turn signals, high-low beam, every switch, everything on the bike works just like it's supposed to, and the gauges all work beautifully and look like brand new. The exhaust has the black chrome like some of the new bikes have out today. That might have been a little bit ahead of its time. Black rims with the polished aluminum outers on it, and it's got a brand new set of Metzler tires on it, front and rear. So if you're looking for a well-sorted 80s bike, Honda, something you want to ride. Now, if you compare this to a CB700, the bike it replaced, this is way faster. It's got more horsepower. It's smoother. It has better brakes. It's more stylish. It's more comfortable. It was improvement in every single way over the CB700 4-cylinder it replaced. This is 4 cylinders, 434 millimeter Mikuni carburetors, and 4 valves per cylinder. If you look at the carbs from the side, the airbox looks like a velocity stack, which is like a muscle bike trick. That's actually a cosmetic. It's not a velocity stack, but they made it look like a velocity stack, which is guys would do to their bikes if they're in their drag racing them. So it had a very aggressive stance. The black chrome on the turn signals, everything's blacked out on the bike or polished aluminum, and it's in absolutely spectacular shape, and it runs absolutely freaking amazing. We went through the bike. I've got a series of work orders here that I'll go over with you. Everything has been done in the last 50 miles of riding time on the bike. So Mark Olson, one of our lead techs here, has been here for, many moons. He's in his 60s and has been spinning wrenches on Hondas since the 80s. And I got a bunch of pages of work orders here. So it's got a brand new air filter in it, brand new Metzler LaserTech front tires and rear tires. One of the turn signal stems was replaced with an OEM Honda stem. The battery is a new battery, lithium battery. It's a $165 lithium battery. Went through the bike top to bottom. Let me see, where are we on the work order here? They removed and replaced both fork legs to replace the fork seals and oil. Degreased the left brake caliper and rotor. Replaced the brake pads and mounted and balanced the new front tire. The front wheel was removed to mount and balance and spin balance the new Metzler front tire. Let's see. Removed and replaced both fork legs to completely disassemble, clean, inspect, and install new fork dust and oil seals and new fork oil. Degrease the left brake caliper and rotor. Replace the brake pads. Service the caliper sliding pins and clean both calipers. Flushed and filled and bled the front brake fluid. Clean and grease the brake lever pivot. Replace both front turn signal rubber mounting stocks. So I guess 3 out of the 4 were replaced. It's got a new oil pan gasket. New clutch slave cylinder repair kit, new piston for the clutch slave. This also had a hydraulic clutch too, I forgot to mention that. So you don't even need to adjust a brake cable on it. I mean a clutch cable on it. It's all hydraulic. New piston for the clutch slave, new clutch master cylinder rebuild kit, new master cylinder push rod and bushing kit in the brake master cylinder, Super DOT4 brake fluid, new aluminum crush washer, new NGK DPR AEA 9 spark plugs, 4 of them, new Honda speedometer cable, new master cylinder repair kit, and a new brake caliper seal kit, and a new retainer for the brake pad. So went through the bike totally. That work order was $2,527. And let's see, we just changed the oil again. It didn't need it, but we did it anyways. New engine oil and new DOT4 brake fluid, and fresh VP94 ethanol-free fuel was put in the bike, so you don't have to worry about the ethanol in there if you're going to let it sit for a while. New oil filter. The bike was given a full mechanical restoration for anything it needed. The fuel tank was cleaned on the inside. It's got a brand new air filter in it. The carbs were completely rebuilt and micro drilled the pilot jets. Then reinstalled the carbs. Fresh oil change. New hydraulic, or topped off the hydraulic clutch master cylinder oil after test riding. Again, the brake fluid's brand new. Tested the electronics. Micro drilling the carburetor jets, I wanted to talk about that. That keeps it from running lean when you first start it. This thing runs mint right off of Jump Street. A lot of these classics were super lean, and the pilot jets were super lean, so those were drilled and it runs much better. All the electronics work beautifully. Tire pressure set at 36 PSI. And then it was given what we call a full rotisserie detail from top to bottom. Bike was gone through, everything was gone through on the bike. The total amount of labor here, where is it on here? Got so many pages. Total of the original invoice was $2,800. That was that Mark had done on the bike, and then there was another 34 hours of shop labor at $150 per hour. I'll go over that in a second, what the tally was, but the bike was steam cleaned, hand washed, and degreased. They repainted the kickstand, repainted the foot peg mounts, polished the engine covers, aluminum on them. They're sanded three different grits and then polished with 3 different types of rouge. The frame rails were repainted on the rear. The engine was steam clean and totally dialed in. They repainted the license plate holder, repainted the center stand, completely sanded and painted the center stand, repainted the brake stay on the back, touched up the frame on the paint and the frame on the front, repainted the bottom, middle of the exhaust, cleaned up the rear fender, touched up the wheel hubs, polished the rims, cleaned up the bike top to bottom, and touched up it where we needed to be touched up with original factory paint, cleaned up the side panels, and then gave it a final wax and polish and buff on the tank. So every square inch of it was gone through. A total of 34 hours of shop labor plus the original invoice that came to $7,945. I have all the receipts right here. These will be included with the bike when we sell it. Sorry, let me show you what I'm looking at right here, just so you can understand why it was difficult to recant that, but handwritten. 1, 2, all these receipts. Another handwritten page, and then all of the printed stuff. So if that was a little hinky, I was just trying to read. I didn't want to leave it. It just keeps going. There's like 7 pages of written documentation on what was done to it. That all aside, let me tell you, this thing runs absolutely freaking perfect. It is as close to a brand new motorcycle as you're mechanically as you're going to find any 41-year-old motorcycle. It's all original paint on the tank and on the fenders and on the fairing. So all original gauges and switch housings and everything. It looks good. It was a well cared for bike. We have the title in hand, and it's been gone through top to bottom. So I think when I said earlier, when I started off by saying the bike I thought was faster than the spec sheet, sometimes the sum of the parts is better than just the parts individually. Like the bike just flat out works great. It handles awesome. It's got torque from the bottom end right out to red line. It revs at 10,500. I didn't go over 8,000 RPM on it. It's got plenty of power, and it's all day comfort for your girl on the back and you on the front, man. So if you're looking for a classic Honda that's going to be maintenance free and it's cosmetically outstanding, that's going to go up in value instead of drop in value like a new bike, well, your ship just came in. This is you can run classic plates on it, so your insurance and taxes are peanuts. And as far as an investment goes, this is one you can really enjoy riding. So please hit the like and subscribe. Go to www.kaplancycles.com. We should have about 40 high-res photos on there, way better than what you'll see in the eBay ad. They have low-res photos there. If you have any questions about it, give us a call. We can finance this, or we can ship it right to your door. We use Freedom Road for financing, and all of our shipping is enclosed, licensed, transport, white glove right to your door. If you have any questions about it, give us a call. Thanks for watching, and God bless America.